Hi folks, I'm Steve Hinty for Showing Animals Respect and Kindness. Shark has been fighting the cruelty of Mexican-style rodeos in Boone County, Illinois for some time. We've tried to hold constructive dialogue on this issue, but rodeo supporters deny cruelty even though it's extensively video documented. They make charges of racism and claim other nonsense, and their statements are not scrutinized. Today we will examine what our opposition says. We're posting a public comment given at a Boone County board meeting on March 16, 2023. The speaker is Ed from Poplar Grove, Illinois. We will play Ed's comment in its entirety, but we will pause a few times to respond.
I personally enjoy a rodeo, whether it be Mexican rodeo, an American rodeo.
I think it's sad that with all the things there are to do in Illinois, Ed enjoys watching animals tormented at rodeos. That's really pitiful.
To the point of animal abuse, if that's the wording we're going to use, can I read the definition of animal abuse? I mean, I just don't think it's fair to classify it all the same. Everybody's animals are taken care of, need to be taken care of.
As to Ed's claim that, quote, everybody's animals are taken care of, need to be taken care of, unquote, no, they're not taken care of. That's the point of all of this. When an animal with a broken leg is left to suffer all day and never receives care, that animal is not taken care of. When a steer with a broken back is left to suffer, that is not taking care of animals. When a horse is relentlessly beaten or punched or slapped in the face, that's not taking care of them. That's just abuse. The video cameras don't lie, Ed. That's why people are upset. The question is, why are you defending this? Ed, have you seen the documentation? If you haven't, you don't know what you're talking about. And if you have, then you know that what you're saying is false.
And why would you hurt something that you were trying to compete with?
Ed, you're asking the wrong people. You need to ask the people who are doing this. It makes no sense to us, but clearly it is happening. So why are you defending it?
It's no different than showing a dairy cow. Showing a horse doesn't matter.
At this point, I think Ed's common sense has left the building. He's saying that there is no difference from showing a dairy cow or a horse. It doesn't matter. It may not matter to you, Ed, because it seems like you're a pretty careless person, so long as you're not the one being abused. But to the animals who are being abused, and to people who aren't narcissists, it matters a great deal.
Definition of animal cruelty. Animal cruelty is defined as depriving an animal of food, water, shelter, and or veterinary care.
What Ed read isn't actually the Illinois Humane Care for Animals Act, which is our state humane law. I guess Ed just couldn't be bothered to look up the law that actually applies here. Even so, Ed accidentally touched on one of our main points. Illinois law does indeed require veterinary care when needed to prevent suffering, but the victims of Mexican-style rodeos don't get veterinary care. So steers with degloved tails, or broken horns, or broken legs, or broken backs are left to languish all day, and that is a violation of the law. So again, Ed, why are you defending this? Beyond the violated requirement for veterinary care, Ed failed, or he simply chose, not to read Section 3.01, Cruel Treatment, subsection A, which states, no person or owner may beat, cruelly treat, torment, starve, overwork, or otherwise abuse any animal. That is the law, and that law is being constantly violated at Mexican-style rodeos. So Ed, why are you defending them?
I think it's very strange that we can have a county rodeo in our county every year, but yet when you look at the heritage of a Mexican rodeo, that is a problem. So is the problem that it's an American rodeo versus a Mexican rodeo? Or is it the problem of it's a rodeo?
The problem has nothing to do with anyone's heritage. That's a bullshit argument. The problem is that it's cruelty, and our clear close-up video documentation proves it. That's the problem, Ed. Heritage and tradition should never be used as shields for cruelty. So the question remains, why are you defending cruelty?
Because I'm pretty sure the horses, cattle, and animals that are at the Boone County Fair every year are taken care of to the same extent as how a Hispanic would take care of their animals as well.
First, we're not talking about Hispanics versus anyone else. We're talking about how the animals we filmed at these Mexican-style rodeos are being abused. This doesn't mean all Hispanics do what these guys do. I think the vast majority of Hispanics take good care of their animals. These guys don't. So why are you defending them?
If there are certain requirements that need to be done in order to have such rodeos, vaccinations, whatever that case may be, lay out a criteria. Make everybody follow the same rules.
Ed says, lay out a criteria. Make everyone follow the same rules. Yes, Ed, yes. You see, the board did lay out a criteria, and everyone was supposed to be following the rules. The problem is that the rules have not been followed, not even close. Boone County's ordinance hasn't been followed. State law hasn't been followed. These rodeo people don't even follow the rules of their own Mexican Charreria Association. An animal in an American-style rodeo is used once, maybe twice if there's a shortage. Mexican rodeos use an animal 15 to 20 times in a single performance. That is overwork, obviously. It violates Illinois humane law, and it surely violates any code of common decency. Steers are prodded mercilessly with a device that is prohibited in American-style rodeos. They don't have a conveyance for injured animals, which is required by the Mexican Charreria Association. Injured animals don't receive veterinary care, which is a violation of state law, the Mexican Charreria Association, Boone County's ordinance, and any sense of common decency. No one is trying to impose special restriction on these rodeos. The fact is, these events are far worse than American-style rodeos. We are an organization who has investigated and exposed American-style rodeos for 30 years. Now we are also documenting Mexican-style rodeos because they're worse. Our video documentation shows what it shows, and it's ridiculous to deny what it shows. And it's cruel and often illegal animal cruelty.
We sit here and read the Pledge of Allegiance, prayer, and everything about how this is the best country in the world. It's a melting pot.
Yes, it's a melting pot. In this country, you get to honor many customs from other parts of the world, even if you didn't actually come from those parts. However, our laws do not allow retention of certain customs. Women, for instance, are not forced to wear hijab or other restrictive clothing, and they don't have to constantly be chaperoned in public. We don't slaughter whales in this country anymore, even though Japan, Norway, and Iceland still do, and we're the better for the banning of it. We no longer allow dogfighting, bullfighting, cockfighting, or horse tripping, all of which occur in Mexico for now. Any claim that Mexican heritage will be stripped away without shameful animal abuse is ridiculous. Did our country lose its heritage when we banned whaling, bullfighting, dogfighting, or cockfighting, all of which used to be allowed here? Or are we the better for banning it? How about slavery?
But yet, our heritage is more important than their heritage? I don't see how that's right.
Ed's sarcastic, our heritage is more important than their heritage nonsense is just foolish. I don't know what his deal is, if Ed is just woefully ignorant, or if for some reason he's just willing to carry water for animal abusers, but I invite him here and now to come in front of our cameras and answer the issues that are raised by his choices to spew nonsensical propaganda.
Taking care of animals is, I own animals. My wife owns a business in this county for animals. My wife has a service dog. There are certain people that think that is abusive. I mean, Department of Veterans Affairs didn't think it was when they issued it. I just don't understand how we can take things so out of context and call it abuse when this is clearly what the definition of abuse is.
For Ed to complain about people taking things out of context is just irony that's off the scales.
If it's abuse, prove it.
We've been proving it, Ed, at every single Mexican rodeo we record. It might interest Ed to know that if we want to show our video proof to the Boone County Board, they won't let us do it. We've openly discussed the evidence, however, and we've posted our videos on YouTube and Facebook for many months. The evidence not only exists, it's widely distributed, worldwide, and given the restrictions imposed by this board, I'd say we've done the best we can. Everyone has a right to their opinion, and we've bent over backwards in this video to give Ed his full voice. But frankly, what he says makes no sense, and I really want to know what's going on. Ed, take this as an invitation, a challenge, or whatever. Get on camera with me and let's discuss this thing in person. I love a good debate, which may be why the other side is so reluctant to just say yes. Just say yes, Ed. In upcoming videos, we're going to take a look at comments made by some Boone County Board members who support rodeo. It's time to name names and to call out the bullshit. I'm Steve Hindy for Showing Animals Respect and Kindness.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel to see more of our investigations and learn what you can do to help Shark help animals. Consider sharing our videos so other people can help save lives. If you'd like to support Shark directly, you can follow the donation link in the description section of this video. If you'd like to gain access to exclusive content, consider sponsoring us on Patreon.